What's up, knitters? Welcome back. I'm Jana with Purl Together, and today I want to give you some more tips on using Ravelry effectively to organize things that you find, patterns that you run across that you want to bookmark, or you want to put it in your queue. And I'll explain the differences between the favorites and the queues section, how that can be super helpful for keeping track of all the ideas and the patterns that you see when we all fall down that rabbit hole of pattern surfing. Before we get started, though, I want to give a hearty public shout out and a big thank you to two of my new patrons, Bonnie Hall and Carolyn Choitz Cole. Thanks so much for joining me over on Patreon. If you want to see what I'm offering on Patreon, go check it out at www.patreon.com/Purl Together. And just for a few dollars a month, I'm offering various perks for different pledge levels. So go check it out. Okay, let's get started. Okay, I'm sharing my screen here, and you can see I've just gone to Ravelry, and then I click the little patterns tab right up here. And if you're searching for something, I have another video about how to do an advanced search. But let's say you click that and you want to find exactly the right thing. I'm looking for a specific style of a Fair Isle hat that I want to try. And so I know that it's called a kep. So if I was just going to go to the regular pattern search and type in the word kep, I could do that. Or if you want to be more specific about what I've showed you before in a different video about using the advanced search, you can scroll up and down the sides here and you can tell it a specific weight of yarn that you have or a specific yardage. But for my purposes, I pretty well know what I want is going to come up when I just type in the word kep. It's a specific style of hat. And let's say I just want to pick one and I want to look at it. I'm just going to choose one here kind of randomly. And I really like this pattern, but let's say I'm not sure I want to pull the trigger yet. I want to look around, but I don't want to lose track of what I saw here. So you can go over and you can click Save in Favorites right here, or you can click Add to Queue. So when you tell it to save in favorites, you can also add a new bundle. So think of this like a folder in your computer where you can organize the things that you find. So if I wanted to put it under my Fair Isle pattern here, I could decide that I'm going to put this pattern. I'm just going to click the Fair Isle button. I can put any notes or comments here. And I can also add a tag. And I'm just going to save changes. And that put that pattern into that Fair Isle bundle or folder, if you will. So that I find that to be super helpful. Then if you want to organize your favorites, you can go back over here to your notebook up here in the upper right-hand corner. Click on your favorites button, and then it'll bring up all the things that you've saved. And it says that I have 7 bundles or like collections, folders or collections, and then I have 129 things that I've favorited. So you can go and organize that. And you can also organize it here. When you push the organize button, you can delete things, you can move things around, you can select multiple options. So you just need to get in and play with this, really. So I found that to be super helpful. Now, the reason I think this is different than the queue is all the things I've ever clicked on that I thought maybe I wanted to knit. Now, I wasn't using the favorites feature adequately or efficiently, I guess is what I want to say. I just started throwing things in my queue. Well, what happened is now I have a whole truckload of stuff in here. Like I have, I don't know, 16 pages, like 400 and something things in my queue. And you can organize them as well. And you can organize them by moving things around, putting them in different order. You can add tags. What I really need to do is go in here and make them favorites in bundles if I want to knit them or get rid of them. You can create a set, so which is you can name it and have that be a folder, like a set of things, which is very similar to the favorites, I believe. But think of favorites like as a bookmark. Like this is things I want to bookmark and organize on my shelf. Like I'm creating this into an organized collection of things I want to look at later. Okay, the queue is set up to be things that you're actually going to knit. So they're in the lineup. Like I really want to make this Forever in Blue Jeans shawl. So I can edit this, I can start the project, or I can make it go away. Now, if I wanted to start the project, like I'm all ready and I'm going to start it right now, I'm going to click that. I'm going to name it whatever I want, and I'm going to tell it, delete this pattern from my queue when I begin the project. Because now it's not in the lineup of things I'm going to start knitting. I'm going to take it off the lineup and I'm going to begin it. I can also start my project that way and it will automatically auto-populate all of the project info, which is totally handy. So that's one thing to keep in mind. The favorites, I really like this feature because you can make the bundles and you can organize things. So that's super handy. But I think that's the main difference between favorites and the queue is favorites are a bookmark collection of things you want to keep track of. But the queue is actually what's next that you're really going to knit. That's your lineup of what comes next. Okay, so what I find helpful about all of this is during this month, we are working on the Frog It or Finish It project. So we're kind of cleaning up our WIPs. Well, you can also go in and clean up your Ravelry page, which clearly I need to do. So this is kind of the spring cleaning theme here. So if you found that helpful, give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate your subscribing and check me out over on patreon.com. Thanks for watching.